We're looking at things like class and gender and sexuality and also race. And all of those things I think are a part of the show's conversation. Hello, AFI Movie Club. I'm Chris Van Dusen, creator of Bridgerton, one of AFI's top 10 programs of the year. And here is a scene breakdown of one of the opening sequences of our series.
Miss Prudence Featherington, Miss Philippa Featherington, and Miss Penelope Featherington.
So this sequence was actually the very first set of scenes that I wrote for the show. It's our way into this glamorous, decadent world, signifying the official start of London's social season. Historically, every year, Queen Charlotte would welcome young ladies of marriageable age to her drawing room at her palace, also that their mothers could present their daughters in all of their glorious finery to Her Majesty and thereby mark their official coming out. So for young ladies, like here we have the Featherington sisters, this moment was essentially like their Super Bowl. You know, they've been waiting for this day their entire lives. They trained for it, they practiced for it, and everything was riding on it because for a young lady, this was her first impression. If you wanted to have a successful season out on the year's marriage market, if you wanted any chance of finding a husband, then you couldn't afford to mess this up. But if you did, like we see happening right now with the Featheringtons, if you did mess this up, and by that I mean if you had a single feather out of place, or if your posture wasn't exactly right, then the queen, she wouldn't like what she sees and you'd be dismissed and your marriage prospects would sink. On the other hand, if your presentation went off without a hitch and you managed to impress the queen, then your odds of finding a husband would increase significantly, like we see here with Daphne Bridgerton, who's eventually named the Diamond of the Season, which means she wins the day, and so she's essentially set to win the season too. I think the thing I love most about this scene is that you immediately understand not just who the main players in this world are, but you also get a sense of the dynamics at play here too. I've always thought of the Bridgertons as the harmony to the discord of the Featheringtons. These families are opposites. The Bridgertons, in the eyes of society, they can do no wrong. They're perfect, on the surface at least. But that's not really the case for the Featheringtons. They, on the other hand, have to try really, really hard, a little too hard, and that shows in everything they do. But personally, I love them for that, but it was important for me here to establish those character distinctions from the beginning. The music that was underneath the Featheringtons, it played a lot more of the humor and drama and eccentricity of the family, whereas now, under Daphne, there's this greater sense of glamour and passion and excitement.
Flawless, my dear.
The queen's the tastemaker of this society. Meeting her here and immediately seeing that the most powerful person in this world is a woman of color, I think tells you something absolutely integral about the show. And that is, this is a world where the color of your skin doesn't determine whether you're highborn or lowborn.
More than ever.
But as we know, the brighter a lady shines, the faster she may burn.
So as you just saw, the scene ended with a satisfied queen, a triumphant Daphne and her proud family, and of course, one final biting quip from our narrator, Lady Whistledown. She is the all-seeing, all-knowing, one-woman gossip writer of this Regency world, and she seems to have something to say about everything and everyone. And here, we can tell she's about to shake up this world in ways these characters never saw coming. I think those lines were definitely some of the best parts of writing the show for me. Not only were they fun, but they were voiced by Julie Andrews. And for a writer, I can tell you, I don't think it gets better than that.
This is not just about finding the best match to impress Lady Whistledown or the Queen.
Something I immediately sparked to when I was developing the show was this chance to marry history and fantasy in a really exciting way. And Bridgerton, it is a reimagining, and it's made specifically for a modern audience. We're looking at things like class and gender and sexuality and also race. And all of those things I think are a part of the show's conversation.